So I have just a couple of thoughts here. And I've shared these before, but I every Thanksgiving I think it's a good idea to kind of revisit these. Um, because we all seem to be aware that gratitude is a virtue. Gratitude is something good to do. It's virtuous. It's good manners, if you will. It's noble to do this. It's morally appropriate. Good people are grateful. People who are ingrates, well, that's not very good. That's not a virtue, it's a vice. So, and this is not controversial. Okay? We all acknowledge this. Gratitude is a virtue. Okay? But I want you to think about the notion of gratitude that we all acknowledge is appropriate. All right. And that in a certain sense, in a certain way of speaking, there is no such thing as gratitude in isolation. Okay. That is, we never have gratitude by itself. All right. It's always gratitude for something, right? We are grateful for something and we are grateful to. So there's a grateful for and a grateful to. Now, I started thinking about this when I heard Michael Shermer, who is the founder of Skeptic Magazine, well known American atheist. I had a 3-hour debate with him many years ago on national radio, Hugh Hewitt's program on the Salem Network. And he was talking about Thanksgiving. And he said, I'm thankful for the things in my life, which I think he ought to, and it is virtuous that he is thankful. But then the question is, not just what is he thankful for, because that is something anyone could identify. I'm thankful for my family. I'm thankful for my position in life, or my success in business, or the amount of money I make, or the good weather in Southern California, or whatever. Fill in the blank. I'm thankful for. But gratitude is not just thanks for. It is also thanks to. In other words, there's an acknowledgement that the thing you are thankful for is something that has been given to you by someone else to whom you're giving thanks. So if Amy brings in my water here when I'm thirsty, I am thankful for the water. But the thankfulness for the water does not exist on its own. I am thankful for the water that Amy gave me, so I am thankful to Amy for the water. Do you see? They go hand in hand. It doesn't make any sense to say that I'm thankful for something unless there is someone to whom you're giving thanks. Or something, even. I guess I could say I'm thankful to be an American, and so I give thanks to America. And it sounds a little abstract, but America's made up of people, individuals who collectively have provided something we are thankful for. So what it turns out to be, if Thanksgiving is appropriate, we just had it, we gave thanks, we are giving thanks for something, but we are also thankful to those, to some I want to try not to show my hand here, but I guess I'm going to someone. We are thankful to the persons regarding the things we are thankful for. And by the way, that's pretty simple, right? It's not controversial. Thankful to my parents for raising me in a certain way, for example. Thankful to the founders for creating a nation like ours. Okay. Now, pretty straightforward, but I want you to think about something. Sometimes we are thankful, properly thankful. We have a sense inside of us that we ought to show some gratitude for things that no human being is responsible for. What now? I'm thankful I was born in the U.S. Yes, I had parents, but they were not responsible for me being here. in a certain sense. I mean, they had me, yes, but i- it's they didn't move to America so they could give me America. My parents didn't move to America; they were born here. I'm fourth generation, actually, Bohemian on my dad's side, and that would be Prague, is where my forebears are from. People ask me, "What is your last name?" I said, "Take a shot." I've only had one person ever hit it right in the head. You're Bohemian. Some people have said Chesky, and I said, okay, that's pretty good, but that's like post-war, post, and they reorganized all of that. In any event, so I am thankful that I was born here, but my parents aren't the ones who are responsible in that sense. They just had kids. So here's what I'm getting at. I think most of us properly feel thankful for lots of things that no human has given us. But it seems that we have been given it nonetheless. So, who is the proper object of our gratitude in those circumstances? That's the question. And I think the most reasonable answer is not aliens. This, I think, is kind of a simple argument for God's existence. Argument from gratitude. I mean, Lewis had his argument from desire. We desire things because there are satisfactions for the things we desire, at least in principle. But we have certain desires about things that will never be satisfied in this life. Satisfies for desires for justice, for example. So there must be a place where justice, in principle, can be satisfied. We must be made for another world or another life, something to that effect. Well, there's a similarity to this kind of argument. Naturally, we think it's good to be grateful for things, but when we are grateful for something, we are grateful to someone for that thing that we are grateful. And there are some things for whom there is no human being in the limited scope there of earthly things that is an adequate provider of the thing that we think we should be thankful for. And this then points us beyond our natural environment to something beyond that. And that's why classically Thanksgiving, that is the holiday, has been set aside to give thanks to God. And it's a national day of Thanksgiving. I think Lincoln was involved with that. There might have been somebody before Lincoln who actually initiated. I get different notes on that, and I'm not referring to them right now. That the point is, whoever it is that said, let's have one day set aside for Thanksgiving, understood that the day that was being set aside for Thanksgiving was being set aside to give thanks to the one, capital O, from whom all blessings flow. Every good and perfect gift comes down from heaven, from the author of lights, in whom there is no variation or shifting shadow. James chapter 1.